Hello everyone and welcome to Boundless Dentistry. In this video we'll talk about the classification system that is used for cleft lip and palate. Firstly we'll talk about the basic facts about cleft lip and palate, and then we'll talk about in brief details about the etiological factors that are associated with cleft lip and palate, and then we'll finally talk about the main objective of this video, that is the classification system that is most commonly used for patients suffering from cleft lip and palate. So let's get started. CLP, which is short abbreviation for cleft lip and palate, it is an abnormal condition that is present congenitally, that is a patient is born with cleft lip and palate, and the defect can be present either in the lip, the palate, and the alveolus. Cleft lip and palate is defined as failure of fusion of median nasal process, that is your part of the medial part of your nose, and the maxillary process. When there is failure of fusion between these two processes, it results in cleft lip. On the other hand, cleft palate is basically there is failure of fusion of two palatal processes which eventually form the maxilla. So when there is failure of fusion of these palatal process, it results in cleft palate. Now, talking about facts about cleft lip and palate, unilateral cleft lip and palate is more common. If we talk about cleft lip and palate, it is more common in males, and isolated cleft palate is more common in females. Now moving on towards the etiology of cleft lip and palate, firstly there are environmental factors. In that we have radiation exposure, especially during the pregnancy period of a female. Then we have folic acid deficiency, which may lead to cleft lip and palate, and there are certain teratogenic drugs which should not be taken during pregnancy period, and if they are taken they may lead to cleft lip and palate. Secondly, we have genetic factors. Genetic factors are basically when your mother or your parents and even in your family someone is suffering from cleft lip and palate, there are chances that you may develop cleft lip and palate, and as the generation progresses there are increased chances of developing cleft lip and palate. For example, the first child has, for example, percentage of 5% of developing cleft lip and palate. The next child may have increased percentage of developing cleft lip and palate. Consumption of smoking and alcohol during pregnancy is associated with developing cleft lip and palate. Maternal diabetes is also associated with developing of cleft lip and palate, and some diseases, syndromes are associated with cleft lip and palate too. In this diagram, you can see that this is a child, a normal child, and in this case, when a cleft palate develops, it looks something like this. There is a defect in the palate that is present, and a communication is present between the nasal cavity and the oral cavity. Now, on the other hand, if the child has cleft lip and palate, you can see this defect that is present in the lip. There is failure of fusion of this medial nasal process with the maxillary process, so that results in cleft lip. And when there is failure of fusion between these two palatal processes, that results in cleft palate. And if both of them occur together, a child may suffer from cleft lip and palate. Now moving on towards the main objective of this video, that is the classification system that is used for cleft lip and palate. Lachal classification system is the most, you can say, one of the most commonly used classification system for cleft lip and palate. Now what is Lachal's classification? It defines the size, site, extent and type of cleft a patient has. Now talking about in detail of this classification system, it is defined like this: L A H S A L. This is the abbreviation of Lachal classification. This LA on this side is the right hand side of the patient, and this LA is the left hand side of the patient, and this H represents hard palate and soft palate. Now these are the abbreviations which are used in defining a condition of the patient. When we use capital letters, for example, that are listed like this, it means that the patient has complete cleft. On the other hand, if you use small letters to define a patient's condition using Lachal's classification, for example like this, it means that the cleft is incomplete. And for example, if a patient has no cleft, we simply put a dot. So if we use LA letters on this side only, it means that patient has right-sided defect, and if we use LA of this side, it means that patient has left-sided defects. Now let's talk about some examples so that we can make this concept even more better. Now in this clinical picture you can see a patient suffering from bilateral complete cleft lip and palate. Now as we have discussed before, if there is word complete in a patient, that means we will use capital letters to define Lachal classification of that patient. Now the patient is suffering from bilateral complete cleft lip and palate. So bilateral means we will use both L's, the right sided L and left sided L as well, to define the cleft lip of both sides. Since this condition is complete, so we will use capital letters. And now defining palate as well, patient is suffering from cleft of hard palate and soft palate, so we will use both H and S. So defining bilateral cleft lip and palate of this patient in particular, we will use all of these abbreviations because it fits the condition of the patient, as you can see in this clinical picture. Now talking about this second example, as you can see in this clinical picture, the patient is suffering from left complete cleft lip only, and that is present unilaterally. There is no defect in the hard palate, soft palate or alveolus, so it is only left sided complete cleft. So when it's complete, we will use the capital letter. It is only present on the left side and it is associated with cleft lip only, so we will use only L letter because capital L of only one sided is present in this particular patient, as you can see. So this is left complete cleft lip of a patient. Now talking about this last example, as you can see in this clinical picture, the patient is suffering from left incomplete cleft lip and alveolus. That is, the cleft is associated only with the lip and alveolus, and it is also incomplete. So when the cleft lip and palate or alveolus is incomplete, we use small letters, as you can see we have used here. Now since the cleft lip is present on the left side, we will use only one L, and the cleft is also present in the alveolus, so we will use A. There is no cleft of soft palate or hard palate or even bilaterally, it is only present unilaterally, so we will only use small a and small l to represent this particular case, as you can see in this clinical picture. So this is how we use Lachal classification to describe cleft lip and palate of a particular patient. So in this video we talked about the basic facts about cleft lip and palate. Then we talked about the etiological factors in some brief detail that is associated with cleft lip and palate. And then finally we talked about the main classification system and the most commonly used classification system for cleft lip and palate, and that is Lachal's classification system. So I hope this video was useful for you, and if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you for watching this video. See you next time.